Okay, we're going to solve one step addition slash subtraction equations. Okay, so I ask you to write this down, show your work. Now, I'll warn you. Like at the first part, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, so easy. Do I have to show work? Yes. And the reason I'm asking you to show work is that I'm preparing you for when it gets harder. So I'm going to teach you how to show work with easy problems and teach you how to show work with easy problems. Does that make sense? I know most of you can probably do this in your head. That's not what I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you how to show work. That's why I'm giving you points for writing it down. So if we have x plus 18 equals 27, and I want to know what x equals. Now, some of you can probably do in your head. Fantastic. I'm not asking you to do it in your head. I'm asking you to do it on paper. So here's what we do. So I'm preparing you for what's about to happen next week, and I'm preparing you most importantly for your high school. So you're going to draw the bars around the equal sign. So you have the left side and you have the right side. Your goal is to get x by itself, to move everything around the x to the other side. And we do that by doing the opposite operation. So if this says if this originally says add 18, what's the opposite of adding 18? Subtracting 18? Yes. So you're going to write down that you're subtracting 18, subtracting 18. Miss Lamont, do I have to? Yes. Yes, you do. Then you draw a horizontal line. Did you learn this in 6th grade or in 5th grade? You might have done it in 6th grade just using mental math, but I'm not sure if they showed you the steps. I'm being really, really picky. I want to see these steps. If you don't show me these steps, yeah, I'm going to give you a 0. All right. I need you to show me these steps. It's so important. Okay. So if here I have 18 minus 18, I have 0, right? And that's our goal. Our goal is to get 0 to eliminate it. So this cancels out. We're left with just x equals, and on this side you do the math. And so what is x equal to? 0. Oh. X equals, when you do this math, that's what it equals. And then when you plug it in, like if you were to plug it in and check to see if your answer was correct, go, okay, so x equals 9. So I'm going to substitute it back in here. 9 plus 18. 9 plus 18? Yep. 27. It checks out. Okay. So what if I have x minus 13 is equal to 5? That's your one-step equation. They're called one-step equation because it takes one step to solve. So I'm going to draw my bars around the equal sign, and I'm going to do the opposite operation. Your goal is to get x by itself. So I want this all by itself. So I got to get rid of the minus, and I got to get rid of the 13. So if it says minus 13, you're going to do the opposite. So what's the opposite? You're going to add 13. You're going to add 13. On this side, basically this gets eliminated. You no longer have this. It's like blank. And you're just left with x. So you bring down the x, you bring down whatever you have left over, equals, and then you do the math on this side. And you go, okay, 5 plus 13 is 18. You can do the math on the check. You substitute, because instead of writing x, we're going to write what it equals. So 18, that's what I said it equals. 18 minus 13, does that equal 5? Yes, so I know I did it right. I solved it correctly. Okay, so this is like the very, very level 0.1. Level 0.1. Not even 1, it's a level 0.1. So this is where it starts. This is it. Now sometimes they do it backwards. If they go 20 is equal to 5 plus x, so they'll put it on the other side, and kids get freaked out. They're just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. This is scary. I'll just stop. And it's like, dude, you do the same thing. Now, what kids will do is they'll try to move the 20, and it's like, you want x by itself. 20 is by itself. Leave it there. On the side where the x is, you want to get rid of everything that's on the side of the x. No matter if it's on the other side, move it to the other way. So we're going to leave x by itself. We want it there. So what's in the way? The 5. So how do I get rid of the 5? Now I want this to just equal x to get rid of everything else around it. So how do I eliminate the 5? What do I write down underneath this 5 to eliminate it?
-5?
Yeah, but kids will do +5, so be careful. So -5. And whatever you do to one side, you got to do the other side because the other side gets jealous. Okay? 5 minus 5 ends up being 0, which is perfect. That's what we want. So you end up with x equals, what's 20 minus 5?
15.
15, right? And we can plug it back in. So 5 plus 15, does that equal 20? Yep, we're good. All right. This is level 0.2. 0.2. Are we ready to kick it up a notch? We're good? So this is level 0.1. All right. Just making sure you're okay with that. All right. Level 1.
Miss Lomeli, we're gonna submit a picture of these notes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's some kids out there going like, psh, I don't need to write this down. I'm like a pro. And it's like, cool. I still need you to write it down. The reason I'm teaching you how to write this down is when they get harder, you already know how to show work. So on the last page, you're just like, I could have totally done that in my head, Miss Amelie. Why are you making us suffer? And it's like, dude, that's not suffering. Seriously. Second part is when they get a little bit harder, you're used to showing work. All right, for this one, again, you're drawing your bars and you're going, okay, X is on this side, so I got to move this one. So how do I move it? If it says +7, what are you going to do? -7. -7. So 7 minus 7 is 0. Perfect. We just write x equals. I mean, there are some times where we go like, oh, it's 0, right? But we don't write the 0 because it's just 0, so leave it alone. Now this side, this is where Miss Amelie, you thank Miss Amelie for showing work. This kind of just makes me super sad. Super sad. -16 minus 7. You can go over here and go, okay, -16 minus 7 makes her kind of sad. So how do I rewrite it?
-16 plus -7?
Yep. So what you learned like 2 weeks ago comes into play right now. Comes into play to solving equations. So what is -16 plus -7?
-23?
Yep. -23. Okay. This is one of the reasons why we show work. So you see like, oh wait, I'm not adding 7. I'm not okay. I gotta do this. Okay. There's no way around it. What if I give you x minus 13 is equal to -25? Level 1 with the negative numbers. Give you a head start. Set up your problem. Set up your work. So this is where you go back and you want to look at your notes for adding integers, you can. So this problem is -25 plus 13. Now it's addition, so I'm happy. No need to change the addition. But are you going to add or subtract in your head? You're really going to subtract in your head and you get 12. Now, are there more positives or are there more negatives? More positives or more negatives? More negatives, so your answer is -12. So what this equation says, -12 minus 13, does that equal to -25? And it does, because -12 plus -13 does equal -25 when you change it to addition. All right, are we okay with level 1? This really has to do with, do you remember what I taught you way back in September 16th? September 16th is going to help you do this. Miss Amelia, I wasn't paying attention back then. Oh. All right, now let's do level 2. Level 2 involves fractions. Oh my god, that's it. I'm going away. Let me log off of Zoom because now she brought in fractions. Yeah, but look at the denominators. They're the same. So is it really hard? No. Is it meant to confuse you? Yes. Is it easy? Yes. This is actually easier than this one once you start doing the work. So you're going to do minus 7/10 minus 7/10, right? So if it says plus 7/10, you're going to do minus 7/10. So over here you have x equals. So what's 1/10 minus 7/10? Oh, makes me kind of sad. 1/10 plus negative 7/10. So what's 1/10 plus negative 7/10?
-6/10?
Yes, negative 6/10, which is equal to what when you simplify it? Now she wants me to simplify? It's a Monday morning. Does anybody know what that is simplified? Do we know how to simplify?
Negative 3/5.
3/5, yes. So you divide by 2 on the top, divide by 2 on the top. Whatever you divide the top by, you got to divide by the bottom the same. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, 10 divided by 2 is 5, and you keep the negative. So my answer would be negative 3/5, simplified. All right. We okay with level 2? Let's go to level 3. All in one day. I love it. All right. X minus 6.3 is equal to 12. So first I hit you with fractions, and now I'm going to hit you with decimals. Draw your bars. So what are you going to do? You want x by itself. You want to get rid of everything around the x. Well, what's everything around the x? That minus 6.3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do plus 6.3 plus 6.3. Now, number one thing you have to do when dealing with decimals is line up the decimals. But Miss Amelia's 12 doesn't have a decimal. Oh. So where do we put the decimal when it doesn't have a decimal?
Right after the 12.
Right after the 12. So if a number does not have a decimal, always add it to the back. Never to the front, never in the middle. Crazy things I've seen people do. They put it in the front, and then they put it in the middle, and it's like, dude, no, it's in the back. Always in the back. Add them up. Bring down your decimal. 18.3. So x is equal to 18.3. Is there anything you want me to go over in greater detail? The fractions you're going to get today are all common denominators, so you don't have to worry about finding common denominators. Just, do the opposite of what the operation is. Just do the opposite of what the operation is. Try to simplify if possible. You are going to get some negative numbers involved here, so make sure you just show your work. All right. So you're going to get, just like every Monday, so you're going to take a picture of your notes. You can do that later if you want. You can do the group work. Now, some of you still take screenshots and submit screenshots to me, and I still give you a 0. So no screenshots. You're going to get a link. Remember, you're going to do work on slides. You're going to do the problems. Take a picture of your notebook. Now, un momento, por favor. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 14 problems for you to do in a group. When you take a picture of your notebook, I want to see you do 14 problems. But Miss Amelia, my group just told me to do 2. Fantastic. The teacher told you to do 14. So you are going to be doing